This is Aubrey Fedor. She's also a 5th grade student over at North Mac Intermediate School. So last year, I was forced to start the school year 6 weeks later than everyone else due to an injury. But when I got back, the kids were, even though I had the program in place, it was the first year that these kids really got to be introduced to it, and they were still hunting and pecking because my substitute wasn't really hammering it in on them yet. So, but she was amazing. She did outstanding for me. So I appreciate her very, very much. But they had progressed pretty far into the typing club program, and knowing this, I needed to push forward, but it became more about pushing the kids to stay in those home row keys and start building that muscle memory within the fingers. These two students with me tonight have demonstrated how a new skill went from frustration to a super success. So as a 4th grader, Jaden fought me from the very beginning of when I walked back in the classroom. He was like, I passed the lesson. I said, did you stay in home row keys? Yeah! So I'd walk around and he'd be hunting and talking. I'm like, Jake, lock it in, let's go. So he went from hunting and pegging at the beginning of last year to just narrowly missing one of the highly coveted top 3 typing scores. So even though he came in 4th place, he did not care. His only goal last year was to beat my typing score. This year, he was not about to fall short. Now a 5th grader, Jaden took 1st place in the Beat Mrs. Allen's typing score competition, typing at 55 words per minute. The Beat Mrs. Allen's typing scores competition I've been holding since 2014 when I walked in the door. I take the typing test at the beginning of the year, and then I drop my score by 30 points for the students to beat. This year, my score was set at 79, and the students know that their score has to be above a 49. They can't score 49 because that would just be tying me. You have to beat me in order to take one of those top 3 prizes. So Aubrey is also in the 5th grade this year. Last year, she finished her typing lessons and decided, I'm gonna take the typing test just for fun, while I was still in the room. I happened to be walking by her at that moment, and I stopped just to kind of watch and see how well she was doing. And in that one attempt, Aubrey took the 3rd place prize for the year. No, this is last year. I'm talking last year. I looked at her and I said, Aubrey, you just beat my typing score. And I said, yes. So she earned her 3rd place prize. This year, Aubrey didn't waste any time. She worked beyond the time that we have together, which is once every other week now for 5th grade, and beat this new score that was set this year. Aubrey took 2nd place with a typing speed of 57 words per minute. Each of these students continues to work on their typing skills throughout the week using Typing Club. So within a year and a half, Jaden has progressed to lesson 373, and Aubrey has progressed to lesson 265. So I'm gonna have you guys go back to the computer. And Jaden, you're first. I'm gonna have my students work so that we all know that all of our kids are on these same sides. We talk about, I use my son for an example about how he is raging in the machine and how what we should be saying and what we shouldn't be saying and how easy it is to get caught up in giving out too much personal information. So we talk about that during our internet safety courses. Okay, so on this screen we see that all the lessons that Jaden has, all the ones with 4 stars or more are the ones that he has passed. So Jaden, go ahead and click on 373. So on this screen, he's going to see the text that he's going to have to type, which is what I have given you on this page. He will be working on typing a paragraph using capital letters, punctuation, and parentheses. His goal is to be at 43 words per minute with a minimum accuracy of 80%. So Jaden, go ahead and start typing. So if he misses on one letter, it will turn red. I've disabled the backspace bar so that the kids can see which keys they have made mistakes on so that they can adjust to that. On the right side of the screen, you can see how well he's doing, if he is going to meet that goal on his first attempt or this may be his 10th attempt. But he will see his speed and his accuracy over here on the bottom right. can adjust those numbers as he's taking the lesson. So if I see that this is like the 10th time that he's tried this, and we talk about that, we didn't learn how to ride a bike our first time, we didn't learn how to ride a bike our second time. It may have took us quite a few tries before we mastered this. So if I see that he has struggled and struggled and struggled, I may lower his speed by 3 points. Or he and I will talk about it, and he'll say, Miss Allen, no, I'm not ready for you to lower it yet. Or he'll say, Miss Allen, can you raise it up a little bit to challenge me a little bit more? It is over computer.
Aubrey.
Right. And then he'll get his results screen. He knows that 3 stars isn't enough to pass, but he has the ability to try again. He knows his accuracy is spot on. He just needs to increase his speed now. So that just comes with repetition. All right, Jayden, you can go ahead and log out. Aubrey, you can log in. Ready?
Don't come in front of the camera.
You are 44 AU. Yes. Okay, so on Aubrey's lesson, she's going to be working on using her index and her pinky finger on her right hand. So if you look at, it looks quite overwhelming on this, but literally it is just learning how to move your index finger up or down and your pinky finger up and down. Her lesson's only going to be worth, go ahead and start, Aubrey. Go. Okay. She will be repeating the same keystrokes, which is going to help build that muscle memory within those fingers to the point where she's no longer going to need to look at the keyboard as she's typing. So this is more of a mini lesson. Are you on? Go back, Aubrey. Go to, oh my God. Go to lesson, 265. Yes. Go that one. That's not what I did. Okay, go back to 266. Yes. Yep, put that one. Perfect. You beat it once, got this, girlfriend. Okay, so this is considered more of a mini lesson. So this is introducing those new keys. So her speed will actually have to be lower. It'll have to be at 10 words per minute just because she's learning this new set. As she progresses through the next lessons and games, that speed requirement will increase. Okay, so go ahead. Turn your caps lock off. Yeah. You're doing good. Your speed is spot on. Your accuracy is still above 80. And then down here is a visual for the kids to remember which finger is supposed to move where. I set you at 90%, that's why. So I have her increase instead of the 80% she would have passed, but I bumped her up to 90%. So she is typically a lot more consistent and is able to hit those 90%. Go back to the lesson screen. You Can you go up one, Aubrey? Go up one more. Click on 237. Oh, no, go back. I've got her grouped with others. Okay, there we go. Go back up. So even though she has passed these lessons, there's a locked mechanism on it. I can lock down students for repeating prior lessons, and they'll tell me, oh, I did 5 lessons. Well, no, you didn't move forward. You tried to go backwards. So I have locked out lessons that they've already passed so that they are continuing to learn and grow. So once again, we want to thank you guys for allowing us to come in tonight to showcase how well our kids are doing. We've seen tremendous